So the handout basically is just an example of what your resume should look like. Now, not every two resumes are ever going to look alike, so don't try to copy that from your peers or your friends. But the idea of the format is you want to have that kind of format to your resume. So it's asked to come in and talk about the services we offer in the Career Center and resume writing. But first, before we go into that, scan the QR code. I'm going to have y'all sign in for me that way. I'll make sure that boss knows that I'm doing the work I'm supposed to be doing, and this is that proof. You always want to make your boss happy. I want to make my boss happy. Alright. Is everyone able to scan or scan the QR code? Okay. Is it working? Or not working?
I got like, failed to check in.
So is anyone else not getting in?
Oh,
Sending the
she
email?
wasn't putting it on personally. That's fine.
Okay. Something else like that. You're already on my show list. So is it working for everyone else? Okay, cool. All right, you don't get it? Oh, you can go back?
You can't see.
Keep us scanning. Zoom in, camera.
I have a. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna drop it. Okay, that one.
Okay. Already my troublemakers, all right. So our offices, our services, I was mentioned that we are in Swearingen, but exactly where, anyone know where the Career Center office is in Swearingen? What we're located next to it? Yeah, cafe, right next door to the cafe. Perfect. So that's our location, that's our office. Come in, and if you don't have an appointment, just come in and say hi. More likely we'll route you into scheduling an appointment with us, because that's what we do. But we're here to help you succeed and accomplish your goals at USC. So some of our just services we offer, we are there Monday through Friday, as was mentioned. We have drop-in hours with part of our career studio from 1 to 4 Monday through Friday. So even if you don't have the appointment schedule, you can come in, just walk in and say, hey, I want to talk to someone briefly about maybe how to create a resume, or just have the resume looked over briefly. But you can always have a scheduled appointment that has a little bit longer of a period of time to meet with a coach like me. We have our main office, I call it Mothership. It's in Thomas Cooper, it's on the 5th floor. And that's where you can go as well, is meet with some coaches. You don't have to always be in Swearingen. We have the grad hub, so if you're interested in pursuing grad school, actually that's not changed. Like actually last week, totally forgot about that. So grad hub moved out of Close Tip. It's no longer there, back in Thomas Cooper. Forgot about that, but it's another change that just happened last week. So all of our staff that work with graduate students are now back in Thomas Cooper. And OPA, if you're interested in pre-professional graduate school, which most IIT students are not, but if just you know, that's over in OPA in Sumwalt. And this shows you how we work with students. So just kind of our experience with deciding it, experiencing it, living it. Experiencing it is going to be more of what you're going to kind of focus on right now. It's going to be kind of the experiential learning opportunities, and then working in the field full time. We won't spend too much time on that. I see that most people have your laptops out. Go ahead and pull your laptops out, everyone. I want to make sure I'm walking you through how to schedule an appointment with us as coaches, because a lot of students do not know how to do that, and they are very confused on how to go about that. I'm going to walk you through it like you know how to do it. So everyone get to sc.joinhandshake.com. So you can read about that. I'm gonna walk out, make sure everyone's able to get there. sc.joinhandshake.com. And believe it or not, a lot of the work that we do is walking you through how to use the resources. You just don't know how to use them, or really uncomfortable doing that. And a lot of the work is just walking through how to search for different things. All right, so you're on sc.joinhandshake.com, and you log in with your credentials. So your homepage should look like similar to this. The left side is going to be pretty much the same, but your banner might be different. Yeah, your banner. So to schedule an appointment with us, go to Career Center. on the left navigation bar. And then you're brought to 4 different tabs at the top. Click on appointments. And then you're brought to blank, which says schedule an appointment. So click on schedule the appointment. And you'll only play CEC, the call the example period. Don't do that, you're not going to get direct towards staff in our office. From there, you have a long list, and I say long list, I mean long list of different topics to discuss in your appointment. To be routed toward my schedule that's available, you don't have to either select job search, interviewing assistants, mock interview, or graduate school personal things like that. The top topics will be routed to either our graduate student staff or our undergraduate student staff. There might not always be topics that we handle, but there might be topics that they can be trained on and handle with students. So if you want to specifically meet with me, it doesn't matter what we talk about, I can always change that topic in our system. So as default, just set job search. Always kind of a big deal. If I change that on my end, I can do that on my end. Once you do that, then you go out to a week, like a calendar, which is a reading calendar. You'll have dates that are highlighted in blue. You actually then select the date you want to actually meet with someone, so your call, your personal schedule, you can consider that. And then under that will be names. Those are the names of the counselors or coaches that you meet with and their available times. So you might see me, you might see Ken, Ken's over from our office, you might see Olivia or Al. Okay. So from there, you can select that and confirm that, and I'll go to us, and then you'll put that on it, and that's how you make it work. Any questions about that? I'll go and show walk you through that. So if you don't remember anything else, please remember that. All right, any question about that? Cool. If we get back to my office and have 15 requests, I'll be happy. You're very much love it. All right, so fairs coming up, they're going relevant for you. We have the STEM fair, something on February 26th from 12 to 4. Next session, I'll come back in to talk about you preparing for fair. We focus on that. Also, we'll promote the all majors fair. So all students in the IIT do go to that fair, and I would encourage you to go to that fair as well. I think it's been some students have actually secured internships from going to that fair just as much as going to some. All right, so resume. Who has a resume already done for tonight's assignment? You, right? Okay. Fair. Let's see. Does anyone not have their resume good? Where are you starting? Okay, fair. I like the honesty. So hopefully everyone will be more confident and ready to prepare and submit their resume and be happy with getting 100. That's the goal, right? Getting 100. All right, so your resume is going to be 3 things: highlighting your education, your experiences, your skills. In the example I shared with you, that is a great thing for you because your skills are higher up on your resume because it'll be more important, more relevant for your industry. How long do you think employer tends to take the first initial read of resume? How long do you think that time period? You see out numbers. 5 minutes or what else? 45 seconds. What else? 30 seconds. All right, yeah. Clear it up. 30 seconds. That is a short period of time. I don't know about you, but I can read a page of text for my resume. So why am I sharing this daunting fact with you? Is because your formatting is very, very critical to how the person's reading your resume. Keeping it clean, keeping it formatted nicely is going to be your goal. So this is a great example to use as well. A little bit different than the example that I shared with you. This will be more of an engineering example. So you want to follow the example I shared with you, but again, easy to read, right? You're following through the document really fast. Should only keep it to 1 page. Margins anywhere between 0.5 and 1 inch. Keep your font style. This is default font. Just don't change it to anything funky or weird. Font size anywhere between 10 and 12, and your name should be the only thing that's the largest is from your name, anywhere between 14 and 20 point font. Single spacing, don't need double spacing resume, don't need my space, this will be valuable. So you give your resume, it's realistic. Because of your bachelor's degree, we give you a real estate resume, 1 page real estate. You can't buy more real estate, you're locked down 1 page. How much are you going to maximize that real estate for yourself? Don't use anything fancy colors, fonts, uppercase, you know, use things like spacing, like, underlining and bolding very sparingly. You see for the document, not everything's bolded, all your header is bolded, name company, your name. Don't bold everything. Same thing with bolding, don't bullet point everything. What's the point of bullet points? Besides, what else? Yeah, helps you stand out in the list, right? So if you're bullet pointing everything in document, does anything stand out? There you go. All right, so you have your resume here.
So one quick thing, when you type this, I know that Word actually has a default setting. And what we actually see here is a no space default, because it's not 1.5 spaces, it's 1 space, because the way it's actually going under there. I don't know if you knew that or not.
No, wait, what was it?
So when you pull up Word, it now gives you enough room to actually read between the lines, so you don't.
Oh, that, okay, yeah.
So what happens is you want to click on the no space. So each time that you hit a return,
Yeah,
it's smaller and you're not spreading it out like a reading document.
yeah, it defaults it's like 0.08, 0.8, something like that, yeah, yeah.
It's considered what we call single space.
Mhm. I mean, there's even more strategies where you can actually go in between the already default spaces, so say you hit enter, you have a space between extracurricular activity and the text report. You should highlight that and it defaults like 1 or something, make it like a 0.5. You still have visually space, but you actually save space and get through all your sections, you gain like 2 lines at the end of that. So there's lots of manipulation you can do with the document. I like to call myself a master manipulator. So funny, yeah, in a good way. So I can manipulate a document to no end. But yeah. Education, so have your education there, always spell everything out, do not abbreviate on a resume, ever. Do not want to assume someone knows what abbreviation stands for. If you have a minor, highlight that, or a double major, highlight that, it's huge. GPA, anything above 3.0, highlight. If you have under 3.0, do not have a resume. At the end of the day, your GPA shouldn't be that much of a detention point at all, so if it gives you anxiety or just are nervous about talking about it, just don't have your resume. Any honors awards you have, highlight that, it's always good, especially if they're merit-based, love that. The experiences, so you're kind of getting on to the experience of the training of experience work, right? I mean experience, I mean have internships, I mean have co-ops, projects, that kind of thing. Those are all related experiences you can have, highlight in a section like that. Make sure your tenses are congruent. What do you think I mean by that? Your tenses are congruent. Present, yeah, right. So if you're presently involved in something like work experience there, biomedical, they're manage, foster, present tense action verb. If you're no longer doing that, past tense. So looked, evaluated, collaborated, hooked, past tense action verb. Keep your timeline congruent with your tenses. Details like that matter and everyone knows this.
And I'm gonna be very upfront, I'm gonna be nitpicky and grade this. As tough as I can grade it, so even when I'm looking at his, and I know he's put it in here. I see all of these hyphens, that's good, but then he put in a small hyphen.
I know that too. Don't worry.
Okay, so also, I don't know if he realized, but there's 1 space missing here at the end of 2021. It's not lined up with the other. I mean, these things just pop out.
Me too.
Okay, because I do it every day. On the prior one, you have misspelled words.
And that's the thing, like, unfortunately, I can't edit these, I keep like PDFs that someone way before me actually edited,
Right.
I can't change them, I have no access to them anymore. But yeah, you're very much right, and even though people like him and I do look at these documents every day, because we do that, we know some small things. You may not notice that, and that's why it's so important, pivotal for you to have it reviewed by someone else. Because even though, for instance, we're looking at over and over again, there are some things sometimes that appear for you might miss. So having second eyes on them is going to be very, very helpful for you. We won't miss some, but some you might miss them.
And it looks great, but I'm gonna.
Right.
Mean,
But he's very much right. We all know this little thing. What else do I want to talk about?
Make sure that you actually write out these sentences like he did all the way and fill that white space for each line. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so what you want to do is try not to leave too much space, well, I call white space, that you could have used.
How about at least a half a page worth of text and a bullet point? Because less than half a page is not worth a bullet point. But the rule of thumb is you can have up to 2 lines per bullet point. If you're having a period in your bullet point somewhere, you're saying that's another bullet point, so make another bullet point. Your action verbs, the first words of every bullet point. I challenge you to never say the same action verb more than once. One, it shows you are good with communication skills, you're able to use your language. 2, it just helps show the variety of language within your document. You don't get bored about reading the same thing, develop. Right, it becomes redundant, repetitive, and then your reading loses difference. And by the way, the simplest way to do that, if you do use one time the action verb, highlight it and right click. Synonyms are your friend. Right there in your work project. Any questions about that?
One other thing, so when you're doing the education, a lot of people don't understand when you write the university up here and say University of South Carolina, yada, yada, yada. The next one is the college. Okay, that breaks it down to the college that you're part of. And then really the next one is the department, which I would actually say that's your major. Okay, you're part of the department, but you would actually, instead of doing that, say major. And then like he said, then you have your minor, okay? But that way, when it breaks it down, you're part of this university at this, within the College of Engineering Computing. And you're within this department as the major of IIT, okay? Or a minor of business, whatever. That's how we sort of read that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I understand.
Oh, yeah, you don't feel like exactly the same, because like I said, no 2 resumes don't be alike. If you're making your own, that's fine, do that, and make sure you maximize your space.
Like the skills and everything, like.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but for you as like an IT student, your skill sets are gonna be higher and more complex than that major, right? So you have so many of them, so having the subcategories is gonna be helpful for the reader to consume through them. So there's the subcategory section title can be whatever it may be, make sure to format makes sense, make sure it's appropriate, the skills, the technical skills are there, makes sense for the subcategory title. Helpful? Something else. I'm getting old, y'all. I'm forgetting what I'm gonna say next. But were there any other questions about that? Right. Oh, yeah, no, you remember the college. So recently the college been named, right? What's the name of the school you're in? College you're in? Right. How do you say it? Y'all are not confident about that. Mullen or Rolling. Sounds like Rolling Point, but Mullen or Rolling. Yeah, every time. But the idea is that because the college is named, it's gonna have a bigger naming recognition within the field or just within the country, period. So if you want to add the name of the college, I encourage you to do that.
And I do too. Because the reason I told you I want you to focus on the College of Engineering, because our department used to be in hospitality. And we said, why is it over there? And so people say, why are you teaching it in hospitality in an IT department? So other departments have opened up. We got the College of Arts and Sciences. They're doing cyber intelligence. Sounds like a great program, but they're just doing research and in policy and ethics, policy and strategy. They don't get into the technical aspect of that we do. So that's why there's just reasons that there are other IT programs on campus, but this is the most technical.
Hence, you have a Bachelor of Science, there's a Bachelor of Arts.
Correct.
So your header, just include these points here, your name, your address. You don't even have to have your address anymore. Just like fashion has a trend, resume writing has trends as well. One thing is trended out is your address. So if you don't want to have it on your resume, don't have it on your resume, don't need it. You don't have at least your city, state, that might be helpful, but you don't have to have your address anymore on your resume whatsoever, your student or your permanent, leave it off. Reason for that is because want to walk away or kind of move away from having that as a bias. having location bias has always been in the field, so having that removed from resume has been really helpful and not have that bias for, applicants. Your name, if you have a preference of a name or nickname that you prefer to go by, have it in your single quotes so that you have that under the work will be then addressing you as that, as your name you prefer to go by. Your or other websites, well, let's call it your other resumes, your LinkedIn, your GitHub, things like that. Make sure you are able to navigate them easily, professional looking, and that it's updated. You have that immediately as the second resume. It's linked on my resume, I'm always keep that updated. It's not updated, but it's not a good look on it. Any questions about this? Oh, don't need to hyperlink it on your resume either because one, they can't click it if they're receiving on their end. You might not be able to click that hyperlink. But things like your LinkedIn, you need to personalize your URL. You know how to do that? If anyone not know how to do that. Come to me if you don't, I have to walk you through that. Okay. Education. Pretty much near this. I mean, this is one section you really just want to copy. How it's formatted, how it is, copy on the resume. You might not have some other content like the minor. We're gonna have to pretty much want to have this full photo format.
Explain the reverse chronological.
Yes. What do you think of what's reverse chronological mean to you? You hear that? What's chronological? In the order it happened. So reverse chronological means in the order it most recently happened to oldest, right? Because looking at that script, every section needs to be in reverse chronological order. So most recent to least recent. That's actually what we call chronological resume. That's actually the resume you're building right now. The other resume formats called like functional format, which you don't have to ever worry about until you get like 20 years into your field. Right now, you're good. I'm kind of veering on that the functional resume, which is kind of frightening to think. But you're building what is called chronological resume. Everything is going to be reverse chronological order per section. So for me, my education, I have my master's degree first, then I have my bachelor's degree.
And if you have an associate, I don't mind you putting that, but don't say, I went to Midlands Tech and transferred. If you didn't get the associate, we don't need it.
Right.
Okay.
If you are, the only reason you ever put an institution on your resume is because you currently are attending there or you've earned a degree of some certification or like. You don't put or institution on your resume if you were there for maybe a semester or two and you moved on to USC. You basically negate that, leave it off your resume. Let's see. We'll talk about relevant coursework. Typically it has its own section. Definitely have that as an additional content on the resume, especially for students who don't have a lot of experience and get to pull from. They can always fill out. And definitely make sure you have your honors in the word one. I mean, be proud of that. Most people are merit-based and something to also give some confidence. But note that if you're not nationally recognized, the reader might not know what that award in there is based out of, so you might have to get some context to that naming of the award. So if you find a merit-based award, we can help you with the degree here at USC from USC. It's named after like a family. A reader might not know who that award really means, and might have to see the description of that award.
And just so you're aware, and most of you should know this, but I'm just making sure that it's sometimes that happens. If you're on the president's list, that means you got all A's that semester, all A's. If you're on the dean's list, that means you got all A's and B's. Okay, no C. So a lot of you should be able to list them, okay? Because you're smart kids.
I will also say, yeah, definitely. I will also say. I don't know what that comes out. That's a good question. I have no idea. That's a good question. I have no idea. I can find out. I also say, and I'm not sure how you feel this, the listing of every semester you're on decent for the president's list versus no list. At some point, if you're on either of those for 2 semesters or more, even if you're like flip-flopping between semesters, you don't need to list it. Just say you earned president's list business. I don't think at that point an employer is going to be like, oh, which semester was it? Well, they're not going to get granular with that. That you've earned that as a merit-based academic accomplishment, that's what matters. Because at that point, you're just adding more text and you're just scratching from the reader from other areas. Experience. This will be the largest section of your resume. Experience can come from any form, and I say any, I mean any form. What's some experiences you've had or thinking about having right now? Internship, right? Okay. Co-op housing experience? Yeah? Yes or no? Yes. What about research? Yes, okay. Project-based experiences? Yeah, okay, cool. Shadowing, job shadow, does that count experience? Yes, so experience comes in many forms, so that wasn't the internship. I know for this class, we had a full-time internship, like 400 hours, or 400 hours. But you can have experiences in any form. So yes, for this class, we have internship, but you can also have another experience that actually just makes your portfolio just well-rounded. So volunteers also experience, leadership is also experience. If you're involved in student club organization on campus, don't discount being involved in that full on, right? They don't want a student club organization on campus here. Cool, awesome. If you're not, get involved. Employees like to see that. Actually, they want to see that. They don't like to, they want to see that. You want to see your, not just being successful in your academic coursework, but what else are you doing? So other things about this, keep your formatting consistent. So if your city states on the first line, please go to the first line of every section. Same with your dates. Also with your date formatting. If your date formatting is the same, I'm going to notice if it's consistent or not. Month, year, this is my example, obviously. Month, year versus season year. Right? So I have fall, then I have month. That's not consistent. Keep it consistent, it will be an eye opener and everyone will recognize it. Same with the hyphen spacing. The hyphen is driving me crazy sometimes. It's very small, minute, like, why are you freaking out with the hyphen? It matters. Job position title. If you don't have a position title, that's okay. Just say member or intern. You don't have to worry about being as authentic or exact as the titles you got, or maybe you can get a title. Just have a title there. Just keep it consistent. And I can brainstorm with you on that too. It's not like you're lying, just having a creation moment, because let's be real, not every intern position will be, hey, you're this intern, right? You have to maybe just go with intern. Let's see. We mentioned about spelling out, so you see NSB there, National Society of Black Engineers. Then you have the acronym. What stands out to you about this example here? What stands out to you naturally? Does anything? Okay, bullet headers, yeah, what else? Read through the bullet points. What stands out to you in those bullet points? Okay, yeah, they're using action verbs, right? What else? Say it one more time louder. Numbers. Numbers in a document full of words inherently stand out. One is a good strategy to draw the eye, draw the reader. Two, it further quantifies the experience you have, provides evidence, provides data to the work you've done. And we are in the data-driven society, right? We're not moving forward without having some data to back up and prove that we can move in this direction. So having the data there is huge. Include numbers. Even if it's just a 1 or 2, still a number. I got to talk about working on these projects at like $100 million implication of the work they've done. Like, oh my God, why are you not talking about this in your resume? This is huge, like the biggest selling feature ever. Have those numbers in your resume. 10 minutes? 10? Okay. Okay. Any questions about this? And please, as we're going through this, edit it on your resume. Talk about formatting, it's the same, talk about numbers. How long bullet points can be. Soft skills versus hard skills. What's a hard skill? Program, yes. Name software. No. There you go. What's the soft skill? There you go. 3 skills, exactly. Java is very tangible. I can actually not just touch it as software. I can actually go and drop in a 2-week training course and be more proficient in that technology, right? Nobody know how can I drop in 2-week training course, be more proficient in communication. It doesn't exist at all. The value of soft skills is you're developing them over time. So make sure you're also talking about the soft skills within your resume. Communication, leadership, teamwork, those kind of things. This is a good example of how to build out your bullet points. You're not just what I call fluff. That looks like fluff to me. No, you're being authentic and accurate to the job you actually do. That's what they want to see, because again, that shows the reader good communication skills.
And ONET online gives you some of this verbiage without you having to come up with it on your own.
Exactly. Your course curriculum. If you want to have a classroom experience section or relevant course section on your resume, don't just use your syllabus, use what the online university is actually saying in that 2-3 sentence verbiage. It's perfect to add into your resume. Primo, love it when students do that. Here are your 8 soft skills. These are called the NACE 8. These are soft skills you want to include in your resume. Now, yes, like I said, technology is technical hard skill, right? So why am I saying it's a soft skill? What do you think I mean by that? Yes, it's knowing how to associate with a project, say, I work out with a project, oh, I need to use Python. Oh, I gotta have a meeting on Teams. It's knowing how to associate a certain application into your work you need here. Believe it or not, that's a soft skill. All right. Skills, a list of skills. These are all available on the website, but I'm happy to send these to your professor to actually send to you. But these are the endless list of skills you can have on your resume. I would encourage you to highlight the skills that would be relevant and most important for your field. What other skills? Am I representing them on my resume? Anything that's technical or hard skill, that's the skill you want to have in your section called skills, or technical skill. Again, you're gonna have way more skills, you're gonna have subcategories for your skills, but never put communication or teamwork in there. Not gonna make any sense. For an employer, you want to see how you're using that skill, show evidence of that. By doing that, they get into a bullet point with your experience.
And even on these skills, include the Microsoft Office stuff, because that is important, that you know how to use Microsoft Office.
But don't just say Office, say what is included.
Sure.
So Office includes like Access and Publisher,
Yeah.
which I'm not sure if that's still up to date, but you don't want to just assume they're gonna know what that is. So it's gonna say Microsoft Word, Outlook, PowerPoint. whatever.
And, oh,
Yeah. Languages. See Spanish on there. Is that a hard skill? No, why not? Yeah. Do you have some language classes here? Okay, so you're saying you take class in the semester, you're not more proficient in language? Right, how about dominant class, right? Yes, it's so tangible to be proficient in a skill, or sorry, to be proficient in a language. If you have more than one language proficiency, no matter where you are on a proficiency level, highlight that on your resume. If you don't know how much value that is, number one. You never know what clients are going to be working with and what languages they're doing, right? Say if you have a company working with a lot of German clients or German customers, you know German, you know how fast you can be valuable and like representative and huge opportunity for you. So mention on your resume. Did I cover everything? Yeah. Optional sections, going to select to highlight this. So project experience, whether coursework, we talk about that. Leadership, volunteer experiences, highlight the own section. Involvement, if you're involved in things on campus or in the community, highlight in their resume. All right, so we went through resume writing 101. Any questions about that? Take 201, resume writing 201. We'll upload and level up. If you're having an internship or co-op experience, you can actually involve the person in that. This is so that if you're doing that, take full time and you're away from campus, enroll in our class, it'll help to pause the financial aid. So you have no negative repercussions of you stepping away from class. So if you're interested in that, enroll in CIP, for like internship program. You do it anytime between now and say drop ad, that's faster. So I think if you were to do it, say, if you weren't here this semester, you're away. And you're, oh crap, crowd enroll. You have still to drop ad to, which is I think the first weekend classes. Yeah, plus there you go. Who wants $3,000? If you're not raising your hand, something wrong with you. We offer $3,000 for students. If you have an internship that's actually in state, you can apply to get this funding. You don't have to have it unpaid or paid, doesn't matter what your internship experience is. All that matters is that it's in state and it's within a certain industry. What's for you all? IAT is considered in the industry. So all you do is apply for it through Handshake again, and if you approve, you get that $300 back. Correct, you can only get the money awarded one time in your USC career. So you can apply for it twice to get it twice.
So if you're working right now, this is for the spring one, they'll do it again for the summer.
Every semester, so you can, so for now, for instance, if you were doing internship this semester, you had to March 6th to apply for it for even this semester, so we really give you a nice grace period to apply for it. And money that you can do for yourself, you do have to do like one requirement for our office, but at the end of the semester, you get the money. You go on cruise, you for tuition, whatever you want to do.
Well, you guys also help with out of state like sport.
I'll say like tuition. Sorry, what was the question?
Yeah, like any type of finance. If you were having interest in out of state, you guys do it.
Oh, okay, so it's, there's nothing funding wise, I mean, the only thing that you can offer for funding would be the paper internship, but we help you find out the internship, but there's no funding for that. This board, so this is like an economic thing from the governor's house, basically saying that they wanna, you know, raise economy in South, in the state of South Carolina, all of it. Not from us, from the state. So we're from that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, good deal. Because I do. I have to even worry about that. But yeah, they do update it every semester. From my understanding that civil, believe it or not, is not part of that. I don't know why, because civil is seven. And as a whole, supporting a lot of STEM majors, so I know they do update it. I know they're going through rounds right now to include education does not include that, but there are including that. So yeah, they do update that. The whole like, states, if you know anything about running laws, no, it's like a whole process, so it does update, yeah. So sorry about that, let's check out this, yeah. I think it's good. For this first semester, so it's way out of art. Yeah, wait till the semester up, yeah. But you haven't, like, so we gave you a good grace period to apply for it, so for the summer, probably will be good to like gauge. I think we're done. Any other questions? Cool. I will say, if y'all don't know this, we have dining etiquette coming up. I'll let the professor talk about that. We have a professional U work series going on, and then also tabling. Please go tabling. If you're into companies that's specifically cool for y'all, go to D, because they are seriously wanting to meet students. If you just shake your head, use your name, guarantee you they're gonna be interested in you. Promise you that.
And if Navy could help you with Spavor and Nywick, I hope them, because they represent them.
Yeah.
Question.
I'm sorry, what?
The table you went with that.
Oh, this lobby of surgeon. So, you know, we have the lobby there, the floors actually have those tables, we'll have throughout the semester, so check Handshake, because we actually update this list pretty regularly. This is not going to be end all be all this whole semester, we'll have more tabling happening. And if you see them at the career fair, more likely they'll be involved in campus some other way. If you see them twice, you're in, promise you. You're going to find that very like valuable, so.
Well, thank you, Nick.
Yeah, thank you.
Go ahead, finish up.
Oh, yes, just scan the QR code, if you get some feedback, that'd be great, and then I left my business card over there, so grab me, grab a card, want to use me, shoot me an email, and y'all get.